hang out today.
Very similar story. I mentioned a second ago, Devin Leary on his way in for Kentucky, Cade McNamara on his way in from Michigan to Iowa. So both of these young quarterbacks, an opportunity today in the bowl game. Iowa won the toss. They elected to defer. The kick goes into the end zone. And that's where we'll get Kentucky's offense first out. We'll get a good look at Destin Wade early. But no, 4, 2nd and 6. Play fake to Wade. Keeps his eyes down the left side over the middle. That's a good catch by Dane Key, one of those true freshmen I had talked about. And that's going to be a first down for Kentucky, gain of 15.
Just like the rest of the guys on this Iowa defense.
Early 3rd and long for the true freshman quarterback. Wade pressured. Able to get away from it, but not for long. And Iowa's defense is going to force an early punt.
Excitement to this offense, which it desperately needs.
That's Ragaini in motion. Play fake early on for Labus across the middle. Get him out of the pocket. Deontay Vines. And how about that for a start for the young quarterback getting out of the pocket, the first down gain of 11. Another freshman in the backfield, that's Caleb Johnson. We'll talk about him all afternoon, an exciting young running back. And again, naked boot to the right side. Sam Laporta, one of the best tight ends in Iowa history. He's another guy that could have opted out. He tore his meniscus November 19th from the university that gave us Kittle, Noah Fant, TJ Hawkinson, Dallas Clark. You play tight end at Iowa, you know what you're doing. There's another one, Luke Lachey, and another first down. How about the play calling early?
Hey.
Get the play fake, get the tight end, and get
the extra effort plays.
3rd and 2. Johnson stutter steps, tries to bounce it outside, and it's going to be 4th down. Nice job by Wallace to get Caleb Johnson an early decision, I would imagine, based. So 4th and 2, LaShawn Williams in the backfield, his first appearance. Labus to throw, quick out route, tipped and incomplete, intended for Laporta, and that was Jordan Lovett. And early on, Iowa with momentum can. Wade to throw, looks over the middle, gets just enough for the first down. That caught by Key and a gain of 4.
Just a nice job of Dane Key, the benefits of it as this game goes on.
3rd and 3. Wade to fake it. Iowa's stingy defense is there. Seth Benson, the first man. Sean Williams back in the ball game. That's Vines in motion, fake to Vines. Labus trying to get outside the pocket. Finds Williams, tries to stutter step his way past the Kentucky defense. And those linebackers do a great job, led by De'Aric Jackson. And so many stars defensively for both teams that could have opted out, wanted to play. We will celebrate them. 3rd and 7, you see Wade trying to get out, and a nice job on the tackle. Tell you what, Sebastian Castro has had himself a first quarter.
He sure has.
45 for Joe Labus in the Iowa Hawkeyes offense. Labus to throw, over the middle, nice read and recognition. Vines with the reception popped loose by Zion Childress, ruled incomplete. It was intended for Vines.
Down.
2nd consecutive possession now, Kentucky deep in their own territory. Wade out of his end zone, has to get out of there quick, and that's his elusiveness, just to keep a safety out of play, and a gain of 1. So Kentucky again going to have to punt for the 4th time, and that was Logan Lee. 2nd consecutive possession for Iowa in Kentucky territory. Looked for the screen, back over the middle to Sam Laporta. Good play design, and how about Laporta? Refuses to go down. Sam Laporta dragging Kentucky defenders in a gain of 27, and that is just individual Iowa effort.
That's more of Sam Laporta.
Labus looked left to Williams, drew the defender, back to Laporta, quick shot, that's the other tight end, that's Lachey, that, an Iowa touchdown. And this is exactly what they do. They'll play the defense, They'll pin you deep. They'll get the field possession. And Lewis, they'll use the tight end.
Yeah, they put the tight end out. He's one-on-one against corner Keidron Smith.
Mark, Sam Laporta. Why not just have Luke Lachey, who they said looked like Bambi when he got on campus? He's the next great Iowa tight end. When a school knows who they are, when they know their DNA.
Because if they have a clean read, they're just going to shut you down if you aren't creative.
Right now you see Iowa defenders loading the box. The play fake for Wade. Reads it over the middle. It's picked off. That is Xavier Wampa. There goes Wampa. Touchdown Iowa. The highly touted freshman from Pleasant Hill, Iowa, makes it 2 touchdowns in 11 seconds.
In their zone coverages, if you miss, you are not accurate with your throws, they're going to capitalize, man. Sticks.
Wade to throw, gets it off, nearly tipped. That's Berrien Brown across the middle. Dependent on the spot, looks like they're going to give him enough for the first down, brought down by Joe Evans. So there you go, 5 yards, 5 yards.
Yep.
3 full this afternoon with this stout Iowa defense. 3rd and long. Wade slipped on his plant foot, gets it outside, complete to Robinson, not going to be enough. And another punt for Kentucky brought down by Castro. For Iowa to pick 6. So all told, Kentucky's defense has held the Hawkeyes to 102 yards of offense as they try to bang it up the middle with Labus, the keeper. And he slides down. I think he's going to be inches short of the first down. That was Asian again.
He's got to hit him.
Third and 4 for Wade. Forced out of the pocket. Steps up to run, and that's a good job by Destin Wade, understanding nothing there. Use the athletic ability brought down by Lee, and a gain of 9.
There you go. There you see the open field pike on him and making him have to make quick decisions.
Pressure showing from Campbell. Benson up in there. They back off it. Wade downfield wants a flag. No flagging complete. And that was DeJean on Brown. Get thrown to the tight end. Surprised how conservative they've been here with 3 timeouts before the half. 2 consecutive runs. Will that change? No, the pop pass to Deontay Vines. And Kentucky does a good job. They'll get the ball back themselves, forcing a punt with 3 timeouts left. That was Smith again. There.
You want to know what else doesn't really help a young quarterback? The number one thing that doesn't help when you have an offensive line that can't capture the line of scrimmage and can't run the ball. It just makes everything worse.
Wade downfield. That's trouble. That's a punt. Cooper DeJean read that thing from a mile away, and it is all Iowa here in the Music City.
That you don't want to make, and a guy like Cooper DeJean is going to make you pay. You can't just hold the football, pat your feet, and then throw the football late like you do in this situation, deservedly so. And he's making some bad decisions here backed up in his own territory throwing the football.
That's again McClain. He stutter steps his way through the defense. How about John McClain? Wampa brings him down in a gain of 11.
Maybe.
They'll just give it to McClain off the left side.
We're pinned in here and see if they can get some kind of favorable field position for their offense.
First time we've seen Jazz Patterson in the backfield. Play fake. Labus upfield. Incomplete. That intended for Laporta. 3rd and 6. Kentucky's opening possession of the 3rd quarter. Snap, drop, Wade in trouble. Wade goes down. Joe Evans was there. And the drop snap just took that one off its timing, and Iowa's defense capitalized.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 8. Labus looked right. Pressure goes down. Nice job by Jordan Wright, one of those experienced linebackers, the biggest playmaker on this defense. First sack for Kentucky and Wright.
These are the kind of things that Destin Wade can do. It's just consistency, stringing plays together. Now they got quarterback run.
And that's what you have to do with him. He can do that. You see Lavelle Wright in the backfield. He was the fake first time we've seen Wright back there. Kentucky just 2 of 11 on third down. McClain back in the backfield. Wade forced out of the pocket, dumps it down to McClain. Can he get the first? No. Iowa's defense there, and at this point, to the longest drive of the day, 6 play for Kentucky's. That's going to be a first down for the Wildcats on 4th and 2. Tavian Robinson giving it on the end around and a gain of 5. And so they gamble, they go for it, they convert.
Max Prep's National Athlete of the Year, and he's not even a starter.
True freshman from Dayton, Iowa, 3rd and long. Wade going to look downfield, no one there. Robinson and Brown both in the area. This might be a little too much for Stoops to digest.
Fits namely quarterback offensive line, but this defense has a lot of building blocks.
Iowa 0 of 7 on 3rd down. Make it 0 for 8. That was Laporta, brought down by Weaver. Hawkeyes just 1 drive longer than 3 plays. And Kentucky has actually outgained Iowa on offense, just no points to show. Blitz coming. Wade out of there. Keeps his eyes downfield. Finds Robinson. That was a good job of the mobility, Lewis. Keeping his eyes in the play and finding a player for a gain. Go for it here, 4th and 3. Under a minute in the 3rd quarter. Wade to throw, over the middle, caught, and that'll be a first down Kentucky. That was Dane Key. That was a good job to hold on to that ball because those Iowa defenders are right there to squish it. For the Kentucky offense.
Iowa going to probably play some soft zone coverage.
And at this point, Lucas Van Ness on the tackle.
How are you going to execute here?
Converted on a 4th down earlier on this drive, a 4th and 3. This a 4th and 9. Wade, quick shot, good throw, and it falls incomplete. Had it on Brown, Moss on the coverage, turnover on downs, Iowa. 0 for 8 on 3rd downs. This is where he could be key if he can get a first down. 0 for 8 on the game. 0 for 9.
Look, Kentucky's like, look, you're not going to disrespect us like that. You're not going to put your tight end at quarterback and try to help me and all my loved ones get through the past couple of days. The people at ESPN who have reached out to me, who've been so gracious with their time and sending their condolences. And look, she was a great woman. We're going to miss her dearly, absolutely dearly. She would have wanted me to come and do this game. She watched everything that I did on ESPN.
Down and 4 for Kentucky.
Can Kentucky convert on this 3rd down?
What a play by Sebastian Castro. What an afternoon for 29. And the rest of this Hawkeyes defense, 6th sack of the game.
Sebastian Castro trying to limit this limited Iowa offense, but the offense for Kentucky has just not been able to get anything going.
That a good throw by Labus and a first down to Vines.
That's a beautiful throw.
And a gain of 12.
I mean, you see how comfortable the guy.
He really is.
The guy.
The Bengals started off a little slow. They're right back to where they want to be as Labus takes a shot over the middle. What a catch by Nico. Nico Ragaini with the catch.
There it is. That's the seam ball that he missed earlier to Sam Laporta, and now he hits it this time.
At 3rd and short for the Iowa offense. What a stop. Kentucky's defensive line put a hit on Jazz Patterson.
This defense, it's quality. It's quality. They played as hard as they could today.
Fake for Labus. He's in trouble. And he's just going to throw that away. So again, the Kentucky defense holds Iowa's offense. J.J. Weaver provided the pressure.
There's the key, man. there's the key, the offensive line. Mark Stoops has to make sure that they shore that up. Because I don't care who you have at quarterback. You can go get Patrick Mahomes and see if he has any more eligibility left and bring him back here if you want. It's not going to work if they can't protect the pass, and then they'll be able to go. Because in the SEC, you know you won't survive without it.
Hogan transferred to Kentucky after last year's bowl game, and that was a good shot over the middle to Dane Key. You see Levis over there on the sidelines as he prepares for his NFL future.
I mean, think about the athletes that you have. And look, those Mike Fires and those Will dealing with the fact that expectations went through the roof for him. So maybe he's trying to press too hard to play, even better than he played in 2021. That's working against him. There's just a lot of things that didn't add up for Kentucky's offense this year. That they're going to have to go back to the drawing board this winter.
You got the quarterback to do it. Leary is hope.
Defensive coordinator Phil Parker, credit. He knows what he does best, and that's when he is coming downhill, straight forward, towards the line of scrimmage. And he can hunt along with his guys like Deontay Craig. But I'll tell you this, as far as today and as far as his college career, you couldn't have asked anything more of him.
Jazz Patterson playing some sweet music there on first down in the Music City, and a big gain. And at this point, now you wonder if I will just do that. Jazz again. Jazz won. Iowa on the doorstep of a little bowl history. Last Big Ten team with a bowl game shutout. 112 total yards offense for the Hawkeyes, but it was the 2 pick sixes that were the difference in this one. And there's Kentucky. Probably had enough of seeing Iowa run ball plays. This is just the beginning. So Iowa gets the shutout over Kentucky in the Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl, 21-0. Again, you can watch the post-game show presented by Capital One over on the ESPN app. You can also see it right here on ABC. Lewis, what a pleasure it's been this year.
Bro.
Thursday night college football, ending our season here at the Music City Bowl.
This has been a great ride, man. We started off in Pittsburgh with the backyard brawl. What a ridiculous atmosphere that was. Had some great matchups all year long. The Egg Bowl was just fantastic. Our times out of Coastal Carolina, top it off here in Nashville.